Have you ever wondered why the Battle of the Somme, one of the largest battles of World War I, was fought? What sparked this monumental clash on the Western Front? What were the strategies and tactics employed by the Allies and the Central Powers? How did this battle shape the course of the Great War, altering its trajectory and influencing its outcome? These questions are not just about war, but about humanity itself. Today we delve deep into the Battle of the Somme, the reasons behind it, and its impact on the Great War. The year is 1916. The world is in the throes of the Great War. A global conflict, the likes of which had never been seen before, is raging. The continent of Europe is divided, with the Allied powers on one side and the Central Powers on the other. Key among these are Britain and France, facing off against a formidable Germany. The world before the Battle of the Somme is one of tense standoff and strategic maneuvering. Britain and France, despite their valiant efforts, are struggling against the German forces. Meanwhile, the French are under severe pressure at Verdun, another key front in the war. The Battle of the Somme is planned as a joint offensive by the British and French, aimed at diverting German attention and resources away from Verdun, and thereby alleviating the strain on the French forces. Thus, the stage was set for one of history's bloodiest battles. July 1, 1916, the first day of the Battle of the Somme. A day that would go down in history as one of the bloodiest in World War I. The British and French armies, determined to break through the German lines, initiated a 7-day artillery bombardment. Over 1.5 million shells were fired, shaking the earth and shattering the silence of the Somme River Valley. With the bombardment over, the British infantry was ordered to advance. Thousands of men, laden with 60 pounds of equipment, trudged across the muddied, cratered landscape towards the German trenches. They were met with a hailstorm of bullets from German machine gunners who had survived the initial onslaught in deep dugouts. The British tactics, built on outdated notions of warfare, failed to take into account the destructive power of modern weaponry. The result was devastating. On the first day alone, the British suffered over 57,000 casualties, nearly 20,000 of whom lost their lives. It was the bloodiest day in the history of the British Army. On the other side, the German forces were also faced with their own set of challenges. Constantly under the threat of artillery fire and infantry attacks, they were forced to live in cramped, unsanitary conditions. Their supplies dwindled and casualties mounted. Yet, their defensive tactics, which included a network of deep dugouts and a second line of trenches, held firm against the onslaught. The battle raged on for months, with neither side making significant headway. It was a war of attrition, each side hoping to wear the other down. The British and French forces launched attack after attack, but the German defenses proved to be stubbornly resilient. Amid the mud, the blood, and the noise, soldiers on both sides fought with a courage and determination that was both admirable and heartbreaking. The Battle of the Somme was a grueling test of endurance and courage, claiming thousands of lives each day. A test that, despite its horrific cost, would continue for another 4 months, forever imprinted in the annals of history. After 141 days of fierce fighting, the Battle of the Somme came to an end. The aftermath was as staggering as the battle itself. The casualty numbers were astronomical. Over 1 million men were killed or wounded, making it one of the bloodiest battles in human history. These figures are not just numbers. They represent fathers, brothers, sons, and friends whose lives were abruptly cut short on the fields of the Somme. The territorial gains were minimal, almost negligible. The Allies managed to push the German lines back just 7 miles at the cost of so many lives. This was a bitter pill to swallow for the soldiers who had fought so valiantly, and for their loved ones back home. The morale of the soldiers, both on the winning and losing sides, took a severe hit. The enormity of the loss and the futility of the gains made them question the very essence of the war. The Battle of the Somme was not just a physical battle, it was a battle of ideologies and strategies. The leadership and the battle tactics used during this time were heavily criticized. General Haig, the British commander, was lambasted for his strategy of attrition, which seemed to value land over human life. The use of trench warfare, which led to a stalemate situation and contributed to the high casualty rate, was also highly controversial. The battle was a stark revelation of the harsh realities of war, shattering any romantic notions of glory and valor. It brought to light the inefficiencies of the high command and the need for strategic innovation. It also highlighted the immense human cost of war, stirring a profound sense of disillusionment and despair. The Battle of the Somme was indeed a turning point in World War I. It changed the course of the war, shifting the focus from territorial gains to human lives. It marked the beginning of a new era in warfare, where strategies were re-evaluated and the human cost of war was given due consideration. The Battle of the Somme was a turning point in World War I, changing the course of the war and the face of warfare forever. The Battle of the Somme left a legacy that still echoes today. It was a turning point in the First World War, shifting the tide of battle and shaping the course of subsequent wars. This battle underscored the importance of coordination between infantry and artillery, a lesson that would be taken to heart in future conflicts. The use of tanks, though limited, also marked a significant change in warfare tactics, heralding the dawn of mechanized combat. But the effects of the Somme went beyond the battlefield. The sheer scale of loss, with over 1 million casualties on both sides, had a profound psychological impact on the soldiers who survived and the public back home. The battle became a symbol of the brutal and futile nature of trench warfare, leading to a shift in public opinion and a questioning of the war's objectives. Moreover, the Battle of the Somme served as a stark reminder of human resilience. Amidst the devastation, stories of courage and determination emerged. Soldiers persevered in the face of unimaginable horrors, showing a remarkable spirit that stands as a testament to the human capacity to endure. These lessons from the Somme continue to resonate, informing our understanding of warfare and its impact on society. The Battle of the Somme stands as a stark reminder of the devastating power of war, and the human courage and resilience in the face of overwhelming odds.